Louis Tomlinson is back. And of course, the fandom is buzzing. So apparently, on September 30th, Louis will officially release a brand new single called, you guessed it, Lemonade. So, what emotions is he going to squeeze every drop out of all of us fans emotionally in this song? I can't wait for this track. So, that part is confirmed that the track is going to be called Lemonade. But here's the catch. You know how fans were convinced Lemonade was also going to be the name of his next album, but that's not been officially announced. So, as of today, what I've been managing to find is sort of like what's real, what's confirmed, what's still kind of in the speculation, and how the Lemonade theory exploded into the most fascinating fandom discussions of the Louis universe this year. All right, so far what we know for sure, and like I did as decent a job as I can. So this is what I've found out, and if I'm wrong, just somebody tell me. All right, so what's locked in apparently, and what we know for sure is that Louis' official accounts announced Lemonade out September 30th, pre-save now. Okay, his store is selling a Lemonade CD single, which includes the title track plus a bonus demo called Sleepwalking. Press outlets like Lost 40 describe it as a single release with a teaser snippet that's already circulating. Physical formats list September 30 digitally, with October 3 as a ship date for the CD of the single. So yes, a new Louis Tomlinson single called Lemonade drops. Lemonade drops on September 30th. So not Lemonade drops. Okay. So where did the album title rumor start? So the album speculation, it came from Fandom reading into some announcements, and then for months fans online, especially on Reddit, Twitter, and Tumblr, had sort of tied Louis to the lemonade theory. So you started seeing lemonade emojis, National Lemon Day references for September 30th, and the idea that he'd parallel Harry's fruit themed songs with a citrus twist. So Louis does, I mean, this supports what fans say, is that Louis does read what's written about him online and maybe uses a burner to do it. So, but I'm not surprised because Louis is detail oriented based on some of the things that have been written about what he did to get out of Psycho and help free him and the rest of the boys. So when the official single name turned out to be Lemonade, it felt like a vindication. And fans, of course, are going to say, hey, see, we were right. So from there, it's not implausible that many will jump to the conclusion that if the single is Lemonade, then the whole album must be Lemonade. But that piece, the album title confirmation name, hasn't been confirmed at all. That has not happened. But of course, you can't help but see that the fandom reaction is like, we were right. You know, that we were right energy. So on Reddit threads, there's obviously some gleeful fans. Louis Tomlinson announces new single Lemonade out September 30th, and Larry fans won this round. Yeah, because, you know, Harry has a thing with fruit like watermelon sugar, kiwi. What else is there? Cherry moon. Like, he's got this thing with like fruit. Okay. And then Tumblr blogs are filled with yellow toned edits, lemon emojis, and celebratory gifs. On Twitter or X, screenshots of older lemonade theories are being reposted with captions like, the recipe was real. For many, it's less about the music right now. I disagree, of course. And more about the satisfaction of prediction. Well, who doesn't like to be right? Of course. The theory they nurtured actually bore fruit, literally. Okay. So remember, album versus single, and why that matters in terms of the naming. So why does this distinction matter? Well, because in music marketing, a lead single doesn't always share the album title. Walls had Kill My Mind, and Faith in the Future had Bigger Than Me. Neither of those were album titles. So Lemonade could be just the single name, or to the album name. The theme of the new era, even if the album has another title. So fans are caught between excitement and caution, thrilled at the alignment with their theory, but aware they could be jumping ahead. So what is, again, let's revisit this symbolism of lemonade. So even if it, at the end of the day, lemonade is only going to be the name of a single, it's the symbolism of lemonade that matters. See, lemonade is tart but sweet. Homemade, it's refreshing, it's a perfect metaphor for resilience, honesty, and simplicity. Fans already attach meaning. So, Lemonade, clarity after chaos. Lemonade, turning hardship into strength. Lemonade, Louis's own entry into the fruit-coated legacy that Harry already popularized, and the twinning in metaphorical lyrics begin. So, regardless of the title status, Lemonade resonates. It's now associated with Louis. It's now going to be on his discography, this track, Lemonade. All right, so then what are the Larry Stylinson interpretations, and how does that play into the legacy, the ongoing living legacy of Larry? Well, inevitably, Larry's discourse has jumped in. So far, when you look at what's in the fandom chatter, some see the Lemonade single as part of a coded dialogue with Harry's fruit themed songs like Kiwi and Watermelon Sugar. Others interpret it as Louis stepping into his own fruit motif, creating parallel but independent imagery. The fact that fans have been theorizing this for months makes the single feel almost like a wink, not a confirmation of Larry, but a fuel for his ongoing symbolism. I mean, honestly, these boys know what they're doing. They've been doing this since 2010. I mean, they know we already look into this stuff, right? And this goes back to what I've said for a while now. Is like, if you knew that people were going to read into things, you would, and you didn't like it, right? You felt that it was invasive and it was disrespectful to your girlfriend, aka stunt. Would you not go almost out of your way in the opposite paradox to really not create anything that could be misconstrued, because things can get misconstrued real quickly and then they can go viral, right? Because of course it goes viral. I mean, we've all learned how things go viral. But the fact is, and that your PR team and you yourself would know that people are buzzing about this. So the most obvious, if you really didn't want to have any connection to and inadvertently fuel the fire, obviously, would be not to even mention Lemonade, but to, I don't know, say something else like, I don't know, Snowflake or Mountaintop, or like something completely unrelated, because that there's no way someone could make a cognitive leap to say that it's connected. But no, you went right to the Lemonade. Okay, just like with all those tattoos that are complementary. All right, so Lemonade could be just a single name, just the album name, the theme of a new era, even if the album has another title. So fans kind of are caught between excitement and caution, thrilled at the alignment with their theory, but aware that they could be jumping ahead, because sometimes we can be right, but we can also be wrong in the big picture, and no one likes to be wrong. Okay, symbolism of Lemonade. So even if it's only a single, the symbolism of Lemonade matters. And let's go back to what this means for Larry Stylinson. So, Louis stepping into his own fruit motif, and the creating of parallel independent imagery, and the fact that this has been kind of buzzing, and it feels like a wink. So, is this another opening of coded messages and messages to the fans and to each other that can fuel uh, a whole new chapter of Larry lore coding that's going to end up on Reddit? So remember, there's some risks and doubts because it's still a little early, right? Not everyone is sold, of course. Some worry that the title will be overshadowed by Beyonce's iconic Lemonade. Others fear disappointment if Lemonade turns out to be just a single and not an album. But if it's a damn good song, that's all that matters, don't you think? And still others could say that it could all be a marketing ploy using fandom buzz to build hype before revealing a different album title. Well, don't be mad if that's true, because you know what? You got to do what you got to do to get the buzz going and to get enough, move enough record sales, and to hopefully chart the album or chart the single and make some money. Because, as long as it supports Louis, as long as the song is going to be awesome with his, lyrical sniper skills, that's all that matters, really. And you can't blame him for using marketing ploy because, well, wouldn't you? So the ambiguity keeps the conversation alive, and that's the point, because the conversation being alive is what makes it buzz, and it makes it if it buzzes enough, it trends, right? Okay, so what comes next? If Lemonade is the lead single, here's a likely rollout. And again, this is just my speculation. So, okay, so September 30th is the confirmed date that the single drops, streaming and digital. I think you can pre-order. I saw something on pre-ordering. I think I might pre-order it, but I just I'm I'm not trusting things that I have to buy digitally that are not yet out because I've been disappointed. I don't think Louis disappointed me though, so maybe. Um, so the physical single is October, is the physical CD of the single, and that ships, and then the bonus track is Sleepwalking, which is apparently a demo. So then following weeks will probably be more singles, again AVTs, possibly with new visuals, color palettes, and motifs. And then album announcement could follow late 2025, but there's no title is confirmed yet. And I think the last I saw was that it's expected in 2026, a new album. All right, so this is a potential strategy. And all I can say is I'm just excited that we're just going to have a new song from Louis because I love Louis music. I'm excited just for that.